happy weekend. It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another The Bondy Blue Show. Yes, okay, look. All right, I have got topics for you. But before we get into it, I want to invite you guys all to check out the products that I promote on my channel, including Scentbird. You smell good, bitch. If you want to smell good, you'll get into my description box and click on that link and sign up for Scentbird, a monthly subscription service that allows you to get delicious perfumes every month to test your palate, to test your body chemistry. Get into it. Also promoting SultryLim.com, a lingerie website where if you want to get it tonight, get you some SultryLim.com. If you want to get some tonight, get you some SultryLim.com. Yes, if you want to get all sexy for your man or your woman or whichever, if you just want to get sexy and feel yourself in some lace, then you go ahead and click on the link to SultryLim.com, okay? All these codes will allow you to get discounts, okay? Omiyage hair care products is now allowing you 15% off with the code BONDY. Okay, I messed it up last time and I said Bondy Blue in the video and confused some people. That was all on me and I'm so very sorry. But if you ever have any problems with getting discount codes from me, please check with me before you finish your purchase because I want you to get your percentage off. I want you to get your discount. Also, you guys, I have my credit repair service business that I have started and I have some people that I've signed up already. It's a legit business, you guys, and if you need help fixing your credit or if you want to become an agent, please hit me up in my email, Bondy.BRITTANY@gmail.com. Just put in the subject box, agent or credit or both. All right, now that I didn't let y'all know what all I'm promoting on my channel, okay? Appreciate y'all for sticking with me. Let's get into the subjects, okay? Yes, paper notes. Okay? Let's get into Kyrie Irving apologizing to Kehlani, okay? Now listen, you guys, I didn't even know that Kyrie Irving and Kehlani were a thing. This is how detached I am from other people's drama sometimes, okay? If you're not on my immediate timeline, boo-boo, I don't know nothing about what's going on with you, okay? But just this past week, I think it might have been like yesterday, Kyrie Irving put out an apology to Kehlani. Apparently, Kehlani was being bullied by some of his fans because there was a rumor out there that Kehlani cheated on him when they broke up, okay? And he let time go by with allowing that girl to get picked on, and honestly, I think that some people perceive her music career not kicking off because of Kyrie Irving's fans' dislike for her. I'm not sure if that's the case. All I know is that is some complete and utter bullshit. The way basketball players and a whole bunch of other celebrity men like to go around cheating on their women and making it the norm and then convincing everybody else that that's how it's supposed to go and that women are just supposed to take being cheated on. Monogamy is imaginary as far as they're concerned. And you hear just a little glimmer that a woman might have cheated on one of these do-dirt dudes and all of a sudden she's trash. Go to bed, fuck out of here, okay? Kyrie Irving posted on Instagram at Kehlani, "I'm sorry. I know this is long overdue. I have to speak on this simply because I owe it to you, and you deserve the world to see you for you and how beautiful you are, inside and out. And not for the attachment to an emotional moment in time where we both had to grow up and learn about our hearts and our souls in a world that judges and adds on fictitious pressure. And also, add that we are public figures now on this social media monster of a platform. I do not want any more negative energy." That is what he put out there, and Kehlani responded, "The dopest part about this was the acknowledgement of his responsibility of leading young men that love him and go hard for him, that he has a responsibility to put his foot down where he sees fit. I appreciated it no matter how long it took. I respect it being done, period, when really neither of us should be the one apologizing. All love on this side." And I'm glad that they were able to have this very public hash out of their issues, and that it had to happen on social media because Kyrie Irving's fans were a whole bunch of fuckboys that wanted to attack a woman because they heard that she might have cheated on their fave. And I just kind of feel like, grow up. Like, are you serious? I know that we're in this new era where if somebody does anything we don't like, we want to cancel them, we want to say fuck them, we don't want to support them. Trust me, okay? I have my feelings, aka Kanye West, all right? But in this situation where it's just cheatation, like, mind your fucking business, okay? Get out of your own way, stupid ass men, okay? Because something tells me that if you were spending time attacking Kehlani online because she cheated on your favorite basketball star, something tells me that you have more than one issue, honey. Something tells me that you may have issues in your own life. Something tells me that you may have gotten dogged out by a woman and now you're hurt and harmed and you're never gonna treat a woman right again, and oh, men tears, fuck out of here, okay? Almost equivalent to white people tears as far as I'm concerned. But I just think it's such a horrendous thing for men to bully a woman because she might have cheated, as if they all are not expected to do exactly the same thing to women. It baffled me. When I heard this story, I had to talk about it because I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? You fuck boys need to find therapy, find a prayer, go talk to your mama, go talk to the Lord, but get your fucking life together. Any grown man doing that type of shit to a woman, whether you know her or not, you need your ass whipped. You need your ass whipped emotionally, okay? Because if somebody can't put them paws on you, life will, honey. Life will. But shout out to Kyrie Irving and Kehlani for being able to finally come to some type of mutual respect so that either side of their fans can chill the fuck out. But I personally feel like it seems like Kehlani's fans should have free form to just go ape shit on whoever has something else to say regarding Nicki Minaj, okay? Our girl is out here, okay? That Queen album is supposed to come out in August, and she did Elle magazine, which I'm not gonna lie, I loved all the pictures. I love Kim Kimble, you know, combing her long weave down her back. Like, I was living for it. I really was. In the article, she said some things that upset some people. Mainly that she didn't realize how much maybe her music, maybe her influence had influenced other young women to basically be modern day prostitutes. And a lot of people felt some type of way about this. Oh, there's nothing wrong with being a prostitute. There's nothing wrong with being a sex worker. And here's my thing. I think that Nicki Minaj is becoming a grown woman, finally, at 30 some odd years old. She's finally okay with being alone. She's finally okay with not being in a relationship. She's starting to build some of the confidence that she probably wasn't able to obtain because she became famous so early. And you know how they say when you become famous at an early age, you basically stop growing at that point. And I feel like now she's starting to see, you know, some of the things that some of the old ladies would have told her about. Some of the shit that Eve would have told her. You know, they don't want to listen to them, you know, because they think, oh, they old bitches. They're sour pussies. They're just bitter and mad. But they're trying to give you the game. And when you don't want to listen and you want to do your own thing, that's fine. But you're going to learn this lesson one way or another, you know? And here's the thing. I understand in this day and age, you know, I watched Funky Dineva's video about people getting married, and it's the same thing about how we have started to say, don't shame people for not living up to a status quo. Don't shame women for being single mothers. Don't shame people for not having conventional styles of relationships or marriages. And I don't want to shame anybody for their choices, but I want women to be aware, and I want you to have it in your mind that regardless what decision you make, if you want to be a sex worker, if you want to be a porn star, if you want to do stuff like that, that in some type of way you are giving something up, okay? And in another way, you are also doing damage to your body. It's your choice, okay? And that's what all of this is about. Feminism is about women having the choice, not being forced into sexual slavery, not being forced into promiscuity, not being forced into giving something up that they are yet not willing to give up, okay? The feminism is choosing to decide to bend it over and bust it open for that paper if that's what you want to do. But I feel like what Nicki Minaj was saying was that We don't realize that we devalue ourselves and that men devalue us when we put a dollar amount on our box, okay? When you put a dollar amount on your snatch, you have devalued yourself. One of the prime examples was that situation with Future. He probably had it in his mind that he could pay for this girl to come out here. He could fuck her, give her a couple of $1,000s and send her on her way, which in so many words is modern day prostitution, because it's not under the guise of, oh, there's an exact number. I'm coming. I check in. You give me my money. I give you what you want and I'm on my way just like that. It's not like that. Now we're paying for a weekend. You might get a bag or two. You might get a shopping spree. He'll send you home with about $5K in your pocket and all you had to do was suck and fuck on him Saturday and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even Friday night. Now that didn't happen with that girl, but that's what Future thought was gonna happen because it happens so often. So when women are willing to give up something like that, even when they feel like it's something they wanna do, they often feed into a narrative of women being easily bought, okay? Being somebody who can just be, thrown a couple of $1,000s and you can be treated any kind of way. It may not be what you intended, women, okay? Us as women, when we get into these types of situations, we don't intend to be disrespected and treated like trash. But men, when we allow them to think that we have a dollar amount that they can just take up out of their money bag and throw at us, then the disrespect starts. It starts to devalue who we are in their lives as women, period, and also as black women. I know some people might be pissed off with that message. They might be pissed off with Nicki Minaj. Oh, some people would say she sells sex in her music. Yes, she admitted that. And she says that even though she came out with this song, Rich Sex, that does not equate to now I am devaluing myself as a woman because I talked about sex in a song. I can talk about fucking. I can talk about sex. I can talk about all that encompasses. But that does not mean that I am willing to take $5,000 in a purse just so you can fuck me and put me on a plane and send me back to wherever I came from, okay? Like, those two things aren't the same. And I know there's a lot of fine lines around here, but the best way for us as women to deal with these things is just to remember to respect yourself. Just remember that some of these men are used to dealing with young ladies who don't have self-esteem, so they're willing to do anything to get something. Okay, they may not have anything. So just a little bit of attention from somebody famous or just a little bit of attention from anybody sometimes is enough for them to give up so much, and then they end up getting hurt in the end. So when women like me try to tell y'all about this shit and y'all want to get mad and say we judging y'all, we just telling y'all what we know. We just trying to save y'all from the embarrassment or from some of the moments we've had where we felt disrespected or disregarded, all because we felt like we were having a grown-ass consensual situation with somebody, in my own personal life, because I was single and was not afraid to say, okay, you don't want it, I got somebody else on standby, baby, it ain't nothing. I'm now perceived as a hoe by somebody who grew up with me, all because, just like him, I had choices. Okay, so don't get me wrong, it seems like it don't matter what we do, sometimes we're going to be perceived a certain way, but at the end of the day, it's all about us and what we do and what we put ourselves through, I'm going on and on. I don't want to be here on the soapbox forever, but I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like, enough of this shit, man. Enough of this shit with saying, oh, do whatever you want, it's all good. No. Some things, just because you can do them, does not mean that you should, okay? And also, just because there are women that are okay with doing certain things at one point in their lives does not mean that further down the line, they're not gonna regret those choices, okay? You guys, so the Tiffany Haddish, Sanaa Lathan, Beyonce story has recycled itself, all right? Apparently, Stan Lathan and his wife, who is Sanaa Lathan's father and stepmother, expressed their dismay at Tiffany Haddish putting this story out there that Sanaa bit Beyonce's face. They felt as if Tiffany Haddish might have ruined her career. Why would you do something like this? All you black actresses have to stick together. And I'm just looking at Stan Lathan like, sir, you could not protect your daughter in her crazy ass antics forever. And I'm so tired of people fucking over Tiffany Haddish in certain ways, or saying negative things about Tiffany Haddish because she is a person that doesn't have a filter and is honest and real. All y'all talk that shit about, oh, y'all love that somebody is honest and real, but as soon as they tell a story that you felt like your fave might not have wanted out there, then all of a sudden, oh, she doing too much. No, she's being herself. She's being who she is. Whether you agree with that now or later is of no consequence, okay? And I understand that Stan Lathan is a big dog, and he has been for a long time in film and television and entertainment. But I also feel like, what you mad for? Sanaa Lathan is not about to not get any jobs because there was a rumor that she lovingly bit Beyonce's face, okay? If Beyonce is not calling people like, look, y'all, I'm gonna need for y'all not to like help her at all right? I don't want to see Sanaa Lathan, ain't nothing I'm at, okay? Like, she never said that. Beyonce never said, oh, I can't stand Sanaa Lathan because of the situation. Tiffany Haddish never even put Sanaa Lathan's name out there. And it wasn't until, I'm sure, she felt like she was being checked about something that she shouldn't have been being checked about. You know, it kind of seemed like, oh, so you trying to check me? Oh, all right, now I'm really gonna put it out there, which is probably what Tiffany Haddish was doing. But all I know is I love Tiffany Haddish. I like that she's honest. I like that she's somebody who is prospering for being a damn selves, because I'm tired of seeing women compromise and not be who they are in a moment so that they can suit somebody's ego. Sanaa Lathan is missing a few letters from her alphabet if she thought it was okay to like sexually bite Beyonce's face. Get the hell out of here with that shit. Some shit can't be kept a secret forever, Lathan family. It's okay. We still love Sanaa. I will still and always support Sanaa Lathan because I love Sanaa Lathan. I don't care that she bit Beyonce's face. That just let me know that bitch crazier than I thought. But that's all right. I'm not mad about it. I think it's like an overblown situation and somebody is just looking to dim Tiffany Haddish's light. And I, in my spirit, am fighting that for her, okay? Like, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, y'all better leave Tiffany alone and let her fucking shine, okay? Let her be great and stop trying to fuck over her moment with all of this miscellaneous bullshit that don't nobody really care about. Fuck cares about this at this point? Kathy Griffin, okay, with your punk ass. Kathy Griffin kind of called out Kevin Hart this week. She said that, you know, basically he did not mention the president. He did not mention any issues as far as black people in his comedy show at such a tumultuous time in America, in the world. And I look at this and I'm like, you know what, Kathy Griffin, you are absolutely right. Because when I was growing up, comedians spoke about things that were going on during that time, okay? And they gave us hope. They gave us a bright spot. They gave us something to laugh about when shit seemed dim, you know? And I feel like when Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock both came out with their Netflix specials, that they both said things in their specials that brought us to a place where we felt a little bit better about the world, watching them laugh about it, you know, watching them make fun of it. So I totally understand, and I've already told y'all that I felt like Kevin Hart has kind of catapulted himself into a space where he's pop, you know, he's Nickelodeon, he's, you know, he's white people famous now, and no longer really like a voice for us, if he ever really was, you know? But I feel like we kind of see comedians as people to have voices and say things that other people can't say, you know, in times of tribulation in our country. So I do agree with Kathy Griffin. But I also feel like Kathy Griffin, you know, we all remember your situation with you having a fake, you know, Trump head, and how you got your ass handed to you and then you punked out. And then you tried to blame Andy Cohen and all of that type of shit. You got your own shit to worry about. So instead of trying to point the finger at Kevin Hart like, oh, don't worry about me, look at what Kevin Hart doing right now, I really feel like you were trying to deflect from the fact that you probably let some of your fans down with the way you were so easy to just back away from that huge statement that you made. And you cannot make up for that by going after other people. Am I slightly disappointed in Kevin Hart for not being what I might have wanted him to be as a comedian? Absolutely, but that's not Kevin Hart's problem. Kevin Hart went through a situation in his own family life, and he's always been somebody that talked about his family and his life, and he was never really all that political in the first place. But we do kind of expect when times get tough and you get older as a man and as a black man in America that you would start to speak on things that affect us as a people, you know. But he's not Eddie Griffin, you know. He's not Chris Rock. He's not Dave Chappelle. He's Kevin Hart, okay, which is like baby Steve Harvey. They don't really speak on shit. They just kind of stay in their lane and just be a representation of a black person making it. And at the end of the day, that's really a lot of the time all these kids need. All we really needed was to see somebody black in a theater selling out. All we needed was to see somebody black on television doing their thing and you know, being celebrated by both white and black people and other nationalities. Sometimes all the artist needs to do is be an artist. And I can accept that. I still can be slightly disappointed, but at the same time, I can't be mad at Kevin for choosing to stay in his lane with what he does. And I can't be mad at Kathy Griffin for trying to throw him under the bus because her shit ain't really working out that great right now. Go sit down, Kathy. I see you, but go sit down. Andrea Kelly, the ex-wife of R. Kelly, was on Sister Circle this past week and kind of did like a tell-all interview with Selena Johnson, which was kind of weird considering the fact that Selena Johnson on many occasions has come to R. Kelly's defense because he's a friend and he was on tour with her, and she just has a different perspective because of her personal relationship with him. And this is when I look at people like, you know, I feel that sometimes we get caught up in feeling like, oh, I don't want to go with the crowd. But when there's been evidence of somebody doing low-down shit like this for decades, you can't speak out against the truth and think that it's not eventually gonna come and bite you in your ass, okay? Now, it didn't really bite Selena in her ass, but here she is now interviewing Andrea Kelly, and Andrea Kelly has tears rolling down her face, and she's expressing how R. Kelly was abusive to her and that she loves him enough to finally say the truth because all he has around him are people who are going to agree with his fuck shit, agree with his dysfunction, keep allowing him to basically run himself into the ground because that is what he's doing. And even though he's an asshole and a terrible person and came out and said that it's too late, the music is infiltrated, he was right. I'm sorry, y'all. He was fucking right, okay? I do not fuck with R. Kelly. I am greatly disappointed, you know, over the years to see how somebody who is so rich, so famous, so talented has never went to get the help that he needed. It is obvious that something happened to R. Kelly as a child. R. Kelly was definitely wronged in some type of way to be the human being we see here standing before us now. And he probably was abusing Andrea Kelly and controlling her and having her in a place where she could not speak out against the things that were happening, against the things that she was seeing. I interviewed her once years ago when Hollywood Exes first came out. And we were asked not to ask her about R. Kelly, but I'm a journalist, and if we're going to interview you and you're on a show talking about Hollywood Exes, how is it that we can get through an interview without asking you what the hell was your timeline with R. Kelly? Because nobody had any idea that he was married. We know he was married to Aaliyah, but then all those years passed, he was having kids, and he was married to his backup dancer, Andrea Kelly, and we had no idea about any of this shit. So when she was on the show Hollywood Exes, we're like, where did you come from? And how long have you been with him? Were you with him when he was pissing on the 14-year-old? Like, what is going on, Andrea Kelly? Talk to us. She didn't want to talk then. She wanted to talk now. And even in her interview, she didn't really give any specifics. She just said that she was at a moment where she was about to jump off a fucking building to get away from R. Kelly. And that something showed her the future of what that would look like. and what that would look like for her children. And she decided that, you know what, no, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna set myself free, and I'm not gonna kill myself to do it. And I'm glad that she had that moment of clarity. And I'm glad that the Lord put his hands down and showed her the way, because that, I feel like, probably, even though that might have put the nail in his coffin, that would have ruined her children. And who would they have now that their father is being plastered all over the place as a statutory rapist and a pedophile and someone who is holding women captive? He has a teenage daughter, but yet he shows no regard or respect whatsoever for the women in his life. And I just sometimes wonder what is going on in a woman's head when she's around and she sees things and she still decides to be with someone. Because Andrea Kelly worked with R. Kelly for years, okay? She was his choreographer and a backup dancer on his tours. And I just wonder what the story really is. You know, I appreciate her coming out and speaking out now, even though I feel like, you know, you could have done this a while back, especially when so many women have come out with their stories. Why wait until it's kind of died down, so to speak, at least for this week? For this week, there wasn't another woman coming out. It was her. So I didn't understand why you couldn't speak on it then. I mean, it could have been some legalities, you know, but she still isn't telling the full story. And like a lot of the other grown-ass women in R. Kelly's life, they have a tendency to, in some ways, be a part of the situation, be a part of the problem. But did Andrea Kelly play a part in the harem, in the mind fuckery, the getting young women and teaching them how to be sex slaves? Were you a part of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just me? I don't want to discount her story. I don't want people to not have sympathy for who she is as a woman and what she's went through. But I do wonder what part you played along the timeline of R. Kelly grabbing girls from in front of McDonald's and out front of high schools while you were married to him, you know? Like, I just want to know the full story, because I did feel for her and my heart broke for her in the moment where she was talking about how she went down the list of the 17 things that would signify you being in an abusive relationship, and she counted off 15 that R. Kelly had done to her. And I felt terrible for her, but I still felt like, where were you when all of this other shit was going on? That's all. I mean, I could be wrong for feeling that way, but that's how I feel. Where were you when all of the rest of this shit was happening? Jada Pinkett Smith, okay? Red Table Talk has been renewed for more episodes on Facebook. It is a really good show. They talk about a lot of hot button topics. And this week, one of the topics that they talked about was masturbation, and how Jada was taught at 9 how to pleasure herself from her grandmother. And something was like, huh? What? Excuse me? How did this happen? Like, you know, like, let me be honest with y'all, and let me tell y'all that I've been masturbating for as long as I can remember, okay? Like 5, 6, I've been masturbating my whole fucking life, okay? And also, I'm great and bad. Okay, these two things equate sometimes, all right? I'm talking about for myself, all right? Obviously, you know, somebody married me. I must be doing something right. But what I'm saying is, as women, when you don't masturbate, when you don't know how to pleasure yourself, it is harder for you to learn how to have orgasms in sex with other people, because you don't know how to accomplish that, because you've never, you know, explored your body and how to do that for yourself. So you don't know how to do that when somebody else gets in the bed with you. And because I hear a lot of women, you know, oh, they don't like fellatio, or they don't, you know, experience orgasms, or they never experience multiple orgasms, or orgasms from different types of ways. Because as women, we can orgasm vaginally and we can orgasm from our clitoris. And All of this was learned because I masturbated, honey. Okay? So I'm a firm believer in masturbation, especially for women, okay? So that we can learn our bodies, and like Jada said, we can learn that pleasure comes from us and not from somebody else. So we won't allow someone else to dog us out because they gave us pleasure that we wouldn't be able to obtain if they weren't in the picture. So I did understand totally where she was coming from, but I really wanted to understand why your grandmother needed to teach you how to do that. Like I just all of a sudden was laying down one day and well, you know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of fall upon it, you know. My dad had a ton of porn, you know. I grew up back in that time frame where if you were watching pay-per-view, it would flip over at like 11 o'clock to porn. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, I grew up in a different era than it is now, but I still feel like, what the fuck was that lesson like? Okay, who wants to be taught how to masturbate by their grandmother? Like, y'all, like how? I don't even want to know how. I'm not gonna judge Jada, but they always be into some weird shit, okay? But at the end of the day, they come up with a good answer. So I can't, you know, good answer, Jada, good answer. Because at the end of the day, I do think it's important for women and young women to masturbate and learn their own bodies so that they cannot look for pleasure in the comfort of a man, but look for pleasure by themselves when they don't have a man on hand. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all a part of being okay with being alone. All right? And a lot of you young women out there are not okay with being alone. And you need to learn how to be okay with being alone, okay? Jamie Foxx. Oh my God, you guys. Jamie Foxx is being accused of slapping a woman in the face with his dick in 2002 in Las Vegas. And the woman has not been named yet, but she went to authorities and said that she felt moved by the Me Too movement and she wanted to speak out. And I just want to understand, if you were not going to suck his dick, how did his dick get in your face close enough to slap you with it? Also, how big is Jamie Foxx's dick that you felt so disrespected by the slap? Look, y'all, look, this is one of them times when I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, I know, look, let me tell y'all, I am never a woman to discount another woman's story of abuse or sexual assault. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be a part of that culture. I want to support women when they want to come out and say something happened against them. But girl, all he did was slap you in the face with his dick, and something tells me that you had to be in the vicinity of his dick to get slapped with it. Apparently, she was in a hotel room with him and decided that she didn't want to suck his dick, so he slapped her in the face with it. And when I think about it, and she's like, no, I don't want to do it. And she's looking up at him because she has to be on her knees. And he's like, oh, you don't want to suck this dick? Smack, right in the face. You know you want to suck this dick. And she like, no. And he like, well, get the fuck out then. And then you felt all played and disrespected. But in the words of Big Crit, what you mean you ain't nasty? Why the fuck you came? Don't you see the grill? Candy on the frame? What you mean you ain't nasty? Why the fuck you came? You know what I'm saying? Like, this basically is saying, if we're meeting in a hotel room and I show up in a robe, you have that choice. You're coming in or you're staying out. And if you're coming in and I put my dick in your face and then you tell me you don't want to suck it, and then I give you a little smack on the face with the dick, that's not sexual assault. Like, I'm sorry. I don't feel like that's sexual assault. I feel like, first of all, the statute of limitations is passed because that happened in 2002, and I believe Vegas has a statute of limitation on sexual assault for 3 years. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. And if that's the case, you don't have any case. Jamie Foxx is fighting back, and he filed a report that she filed, the false police report. He doesn't even remember. And I'm sure he doesn't remember because he probably was getting a lot of poo-tang and slapping a lot of bitches with his dick. And she the one that decided to want to act like somehow something happened to her. And I just want women to stop just because, and this is also a part of when women put themselves out there and don't think about things and just want to experience something, and then they find out that they weren't comfortable with it, and then they want to say, oh, something happened to me. And it's like, no, you gave your consent to be where you were. You gave your consent to do what you did, but now that you feel played or disrespected or you didn't get out of it what you wanted to get out of it, that does not necessarily mean that somebody wronged you or assaulted you, okay? Now, forcible rape, telling women if they don't give you what you want, that you're gonna use it against them in their careers. You know, all of these things I am so up to here with and don't have any patience for. But we're not going to allow Me Too to allow women who are just looking for attention, looking for revenge, looking for a check. We're not gonna allow y'all to sully this movement and ruin it for the women who are actually being assaulted, accosted on a daily basis on their jobs, or being put in terrible situations with celebrities or other people, or just feeling like they don't have a choice in the matter. You obviously had a choice because you said you didn't want to suck it and he just smacked you with it. Okay? So this is not the same type of situation, and I want women to stop ruining Me Too by just putting anything out there as a story of assault. Stop it, okay? I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode of the Bondy Blue Show. Please share my video, you guys. Share it all over the place. I appreciate y'all for watching me, liking, commenting on my videos, subscribing, supporting the businesses that I promote. I just want to tell you guys, I really do appreciate y'all. And whenever y'all tell me that I've helped y'all through a hard day and y'all appreciate me and that y'all were happy that I did not go through a suicide because I have helped y'all, y'all don't know how much that touched my spirit. Y'all don't know how much it helps me keep going even now, because I have my days where, shit just seems dim, But I keep on going because I have something to do. I have to get up and I gotta make y'all smile. I gotta entertain y'all. I gotta sing for y'all. I gotta tell y'all about whatever drama went on in celebrity entertainment or on a reality show. I have got to entertain my people. So I gotta be here and not have to have a smile on my face so you can have a smile on your face. So the energy is really infectious, and I love y'all. And just like y'all love and appreciate me, I love and appreciate y'all. So everything will be down below in the description box for all the businesses that I promote, my email for MFN advice. My schedule is back to normal next week, so I will try to do MFN advice live on Thursday night at 8 p.m. and I hope to see you all there. Send me your letters. Hit me up if you need your credit repaired, and also check down below for all the companies that have great products that I promote. So I love you guys, and I'll see you